Hello. So it's been weeks, a number of weeks, since I did a video. Sorry, my chair's stuck. There we go. Since I've done a video, we went away. Stuff happens, and so I got into a total slump. It's hard to get back into a routine. Anyway, I haven't even really been watching YouTube. Like I just everything fell apart. I haven't been sitting at my craft desk, which is a mess anyway. Then Gina over at the Rude Bookery, she started a new series called Finding Your Style 2. Now I watched her first series when she did it, which I really loved because a lot of what she said resonated with me because I too was a scrapbooker and stuck to the rules for a while and then got sick of the rules and yeah, anyway. So her first series really resonated with me, so I thought, oh, this is perfect timing, the second one. And she's only got the first 2 episodes out. I'll put the link below, but as I've watched those first 2 episodes and I've gone back and decided to watch the first time she did it, I realized that you get into a slump, or you get, especially when you open Etsy, I find you get into this whole slump of what things should look like. You make them so that people will buy them, and then maybe you're making things that aren't quite in your style because you think that might still sell better. And so then you start getting into this whole big cycle of stuff that is nothing like you would do, so then you don't want to do it. And I guess it's maybe not completely where I was at, but maybe close. That I was getting a little bit stuck in that I didn't know what to make because I wanted it to be viable, but on the other side of it, I still want it to be me. So, sorry, I'm just moving my chair. It's stuck. Oh, the mat's moving. Sorry. So yes. Sorry about noise and moving there. I've probably rocked the camera. Anyway, so because of all of that, I stopped. Not for long, a couple of weeks, but I got into a bit of a slump. And I've decided that I'm just going to finish off some jobs that I had sitting around on my desk, which I really like and enjoy, but I want to finish them off my style, so I'm going to do that. And I'm just going to be me again, or find me. I've got a friend who comes around and scrapbooks or crafts once a week, and I'm getting her into junk journaling, which is good. She's currently just started making her first one, so that's exciting. Okay, so first of all, I have some stuff. Let's move this. So I have a couple of journals that I am going to do and put up into my Etsy store. So they've been sitting here, well, this one has been, because I was so worried about it not being finished and full of stuff. But when it comes down to it, I prefer not to buy something full of stuff. And I'm sure I'm not the only one, so I'm just going to make them. So this one is a Trixie Belden book. I used to love Trixie Belden when I was younger, and my grandmother had bought me lots of Trixie Belden books from second-hand stores and things like that, and I found a few of these hardcover ones that were falling apart. They weren't pretty and there was no, so I just thought I would, rather than them sitting there falling apart, I would do something about it. So anyway, so this is one. I thought I'd try. I have made a few when I first started junk journaling with rings. I really like it. I still like the look of it. So this is just a Trixie Belden book. It's got a lot of the pages in it. I really like them. It's got a few little things stuck in. This comes off. And it's got a couple of little pockets in there. Sorry about that. Oh. There we go. So a lot of blank pages, some vintage graph paper, as well as just plain note paper. Like, this is not anything exciting. This is just from notebooks that I took apart. So I like the cover. Some tags I've made. Some of my coffee dye paper. Another little snippet tag. Lots of, again, more book pages from the original book. This graph paper, which I really love. And that's some vintage stuff that I had lying around. Another one of these pocket things. Anyway, so that's, it's not overly decorated, it's got a couple of little things in it. So that's going to go in my Etsy store. It's sitting there. I'm just going to stop worrying about it and put it in. So that's number one. So I quite like that one. Then the next one is this one. So I made this one, actually just made this one. So my friend that came around, I was teaching her how to take apart a little golden book. And I bought a cinch machine. I got it second hand. It apparently, according to the listing, it only really been used once or twice. And I managed to get it for under half price. So I was really excited about that. So this is a little golden book that we took apart. For anyone who loves Kermit or Fozzie or the Muppets, I highly recommend it. It was actually cool using the cinch. So this is the first time I've used it. And I liked, I mean, one of the reasons why I liked doing it with the rings was because I like working with individual sleeves, individual pieces. Sometimes working in a signature can be a little bit tricky. But anyway, that was this. So this is that done. So this has got some fabric. It's thrifted fabric on the inside. I've done it because the inside cut, I normally like to leave the inside cover of the little golden book, but it was damaged. It was scribbled on. It had a bit of a tear. So I just stuck some fabric on it instead and then sewed around the corners. There's a couple of the original pages in it. There is some marks on some of them because that was the original book. So I removed most of them, but that had the marks on it. But I love that picture. Some of my ruffled paper edges. Was it Treasure Books? I think it is, her video. So some of these are just scrapbook paper. Some of this dot grid paper. The ones that sew together, I've sort of collaged some plain stuff on the back. Paper bag in there. This is some dyed paper I made with just food colouring, which I love the way that it came out. There were a couple of little pieces that were a little bit damaged, but I made some envelopes out of. So like this is just a little envelope, but I thought that was cute. And again, I haven't made heaps of pockets and things. Well, I haven't made any in this one because I like to get a bit of a blank slate. So there's another just collage paper and scrapbook paper, some more dot grid. So some of them I just did really, really basic. So that's just got some lined paper in there. That's some straw paper. I bought some straw paper from Rachel and Roxy Creations. So you get one piece. I've got to make it last. No. Some more ruffled paper or scrapbook paper. A couple more book pages. So yeah, I really like this one, and it really only just took me the day. Like I took the book apart on Wednesday, and then Friday night, I think it was, I cut up the pages and things pretty much. Another little envelope. This one actually, the page was damaged, so it's been stuck onto a piece of paper. So it's sort of half the book page, half just a piece of paper, a bit of tape. But it's a cute envelope. I like it. and that's it. And again, I just stuck it was drawn on. You can sort of see it, but that's okay. So I really like the way that one came out. So that one's going to go in the Etsy store as well, I think. And then I got thinking about what am I going to do today. I don't have any huge tutorials or anything like that in mind. I just, in line with Gina and finding style, I thought I'm just going to play. So this is one of my older, I don't even think I have a year on it, no. I'm terrible at writing. I keep thinking I'm going to date them so then I know when. But because I create in one and then I put it away and I create another one and I come back and it ends up being, yeah, not. Anyway, so this is a big 5 inches, big deal. I love it. And I guess it's really truly going back to me and my style. So it's an old children's book. So I thought I would just play around. So this has got some photos in it, some things from magazines that I liked. You know, some of my children's old artwork that I'd pulled out from some of their folders. They're very small, Pixie. I have a friend whose name is Pixie, and I always think of her when I see that page. Matt's work, some things from space, photos. So I thought that we would just choose a page. I've got some paint out, I've got my blow dry thing, and we can just do some gluing and painting. This one. Birthday cards and paint and mush. So let's find a page that is empty. Oh, that's Florida. Okay. Look at this beautiful blank page. I might just, I may try to use some baking paper, but it's around the other side. So alright. So this is this is truly a junk journal. Truly just mush and stuff. And let's just make sure I'm in shot. There we go. I need to raise it up a bit. There we go. So I just have a rag cloth thing there, a brush, and we're going to mush some paint. So this doesn't matter too much. I've got white gesso, but it's white paper, so it doesn't matter too much, but it will give it a bit of tooth. It's just copy paper. But anyway, so how does everyone else find their style? How do you struggle with finding your style? I guess that's my thing. What is your style? Is it someone else's stuff? Is it I don't know, I guess I still don't really know. So I'm just saying, I'm not covering it completely. Ooh. There is noise. Someone's up. Don't know who. Unless the cat's throwing something, which is possible. Oh, this is quite thin paper, this graph paper. I'll just do this. Now I don't mind if it's not perfect covering, because it's not going to be fully I'm just going to go investigate noise. Okay, that was really weird. Sorry, I just had to go off and see what was happening. That was the it sounded like a dog, and I'm like, my dog is outside, but it was the cat. She doesn't play often. She's a bit older, but she was playing. Okay, so there we go. Got a bit of a covering of. So this is super plain cheap. Oh, not super cheap, but this is, yeah, just basic cheap gesso from Spotlight here in Australia. And because purple is my favourite colour, let's start off with some purple. Blue. Oh, dried. Been a while since I used that paint. This paper is quite thin, so it's fighting the paint a bit. Now, a lot of people, especially when you're doing junk journals, say be careful of paint, because it will wet up your paper and make it delicate, and they're right, it will. This book particularly, I've repaired and put extra washi tape and all sorts of stuff so many times, because I've destroyed the pages, but that's fine. That's what it's here for. Okay, I quite like that. I'm just going to get the dryer a bit. It's going to take longer than that to dry, but I turned it off during the drying because I'm sure you didn't need to watch all of that. And it's mostly dry. There's a couple of little patches. I guess in an ideal world you paint a bit and move on, but it's hard. You don't want to just leave it. Okay, so there's a couple of things I was looking at. This was from a greeting card. I cut up some greeting cards. I do like it because the colours sort of match, but the other picture I've got, which I thought I might use, is this one. So it is, oh, I don't even know what it's from. Oh, it's from a book I've got, an archaeology book that I've been using. It's my old glue book. And every time I came across a page I liked, I didn't use it for gluing on, I just took it out. So, and there was just something about it that caught my imagination, I suppose. So in terms of when you're journaling for you, or just for the sake of it, or whatever, things that capture your imagination, I think that's what I like. Anyway, there's something about the movement, the imagery of the in the hallway going, I don't know, and the gate, I just really liked it. So I don't know whether to go for the brown. I think I'm going to go for this one. So I'm going to go for this one. I like it. So now what to do? See, I had no plan whatsoever today. I just went, oh, I just need to do, and that quite often is the case when I'm doing my journaling. I actually have no real plan. I'm just moving my heavy head of my glue book. Yeah, I often have no real plan. I'm just going to I sit down with paint and paper and sticky stuff, and I think I was trying to plan too much. I don't know. Oh. Okay. Okay. And I have a little box of fabric scraps. Okay, what have I got? This is just cut off some bits and pieces. Snip a bit of this. Okay. I don't even know whether these pages will end up sort of going together. Probably not. They're just next to each other. Which happens. Although, I guess, so this fabric, it was, I buy some wooden toys, like Play-Doh toys and stuff, from a lady in LA. She makes beautiful things. Anyway, she tries to be as environmentally friendly or sound with everything to do. Obviously the toys that she makes are made with reclaimed wood and all that sort of stuff. So she wrapped some of her products in this. I think it's a vintage fabric, or at least it's old. And it's, yeah, I've sort of gradually been using it for bits and pieces. Okay, so don't ask me what I'm doing, because I have no idea. I don't quite even know what my brain is doing, but sometimes it's the best thing, you just go with it. Again, this is just cheap fabric glue. I think where my brain is going here is the sort of emulating the bars, maybe. I guess that is what could be happening. So we had a bit of a busy day. Well, not busy, wasn't too bad, but I played this game called Ingress. I don't know if I've talked about it before. It's for anyone who plays Pokemon Go or has kids or whatever. It's a GPS based game where you use it embeds Google Maps into this game and creates things that you got to go and capture and battle against another player and all those sort of things, which is pretty cool fun. But that's how Matthew and I met, playing that game. Anyway, we have we really haven't played much for a long time. Lots of reasons. The community itself tended to be a bit negative and implode and things like that, because it's just a bit crappy. But I mean, people are people. Seems like any reason someone has to be able to hate someone, they'll find a way anyway. And believe me, not everyone is like that, just there was a couple. Anyway, but we went along and played, which was quite good. I won one of the prizes, that's always good. And you do well. So I'm not being very exact with my glue here. There we go. Where is some of this? Let's see. Is it all in there? This is just this hardy swap stuff. I don't know what it's called anymore. Anyway. It doesn't dry that white, it's just more. Oop, I've overheated my heat gun. I have to wait for that to cool down a bit more. Okay. I don't know whether I do much more. It's not going to be a very long video, but sometimes pages aren't very long. Oh, there's noise. Maybe it's dribble. No, my heat gun's hot. There we Matthew's lurking. Okay, well I think I'm going to let that dry, but that will be most of today. Oh, there we go. Ha! It works again. Oh. There we go. Oops, I've lost my lid. Okay. Alright, well I'm going to let one dry. So there we go. So it ended up being a lot more basic and simple than I thought, but that is the beauty of junk journaling. Hopefully by the time I sort this video out, I'll have the photos of those journals and I'll put them up in the Etsy store. And yeah, I think hopefully let's get back into the routine of even just crafting would be nice. But that's it. Enjoy your day. Bye.